Hi friends, this is Rika. Welcome to this class. Today we are going to do a fall and flow. So it's going to be about the season of fall. As you can see outside, maybe if you're doing it right now in the fall, there are all the leaves falling off the trees. The trees are shedding them off. The colors are getting beautifully red, yellow, brown. It's the nature telling us how the seasons work, how the nature works, and as we are very close to nature, close beings to nature and the processes in nature, we also go with the seasons. So today I invite you to go into yourself, listen into your body. What is something that you need to shed off? What is something that you need to leave behind, let go of? We will start this class with a short meditation, so you can come into a comfortable seated position, whatever that may be. And close your eyes, roll your shoulders back, take your hands onto your thighs, maybe palms facing inward. And then take a few deep inhales and exhales here. Take some time to settle into your body by connecting with your breath. Slowly inhaling through your nose, slowly exhaling through your mouth. Notice how your body and mind begin to soften and relax. Start to visualize a scene from nature during the fall. The reds, browns, darker greens and yellows around you. A cool breeze blowing, sunlight shining through the branches of the trees, and the dryness of the brush and the earth around you. Imagine that your body, your breath, your emotions, and your mind are an extension of nature. Perhaps you see yourself as a tall oak tree, the mist rising off a lake at dawn, or warming up in the golden glow of a harvest moon. Prepare yourself to embark on an inward journey. The journey from who you are right in this moment, before the shedding of your leaves, to the person you will be after the thawing of the winter ice. Dare yourself to dream of the person you would like to be, the activities you want to do, and the environment you thrive in most. Let your imagination run wild and allow yourself to see what you would see, to hear what you would hear, and to feel what you would feel if your vision, your dream came true. And now move on to an area of your life where you feel some heaviness. Maybe it's physical belongings, like a piece of furniture or old clothing. Or maybe you feel the heaviness within your relationships, your career, your health, or family. Feel into yourself, into this heaviness. What is it that you can let go of? In which part of your life can you release some heavy baggage? What are you holding on to that does not serve you anymore? Let yourself see where you are hoarding onto physical belongings, emotional burdens, mental challenges, spiritual disconnect. And again, reconnect with your dream, your vision. What would your life look like, feel like, and sound like once you are free of the weight you have been carrying? Create an internal representation, a visual image, a feeling, or a sound of how you, your life, and your surroundings could be different. What are you doing that makes you feel content? Why are your relationships thriving? How are your energy levels and mental clarity shifting you toward your goals? As you visualize yourself in this glorious picture, ask yourself, what is it that you need to become that person, to have those relationships with yourself and others? Do you need to have more compassion toward yourself or others? Do you need to listen more attentively without the need to fix things or justify yourself? Do you need to cultivate more strength so you can set and maintain boundaries? Or do you need to be more honest and find a kind yet direct way to speak your truth? As you envision the traits that empower you to create change, ask yourself, what steps do I need to take to feel inspired and motivated to become who I'm meant to be? What beliefs, behaviors, and emotions do I need to let go of? Ask your heart for guidance and allow yourself to hear what practice you need to cultivate to clear a path for your inner journey. As you let go of all that no longer serves you to become the empowering person that you are meant to be, take a few more releasing breaths. Inhaling the strong and powerful being that you are, and exhaling all the emotions, behaviors, and beliefs that hold you back. Take a few more deep breaths here. And then slowly start to move your upper body, maybe using your hips first to draw some circles. They can be small, they can be big, whatever feels good for you right now, whatever your body needs right now, whatever tension your body wants to let go right now. Maybe you feel into that body part by moving through it, into it. Doesn't have to be circles, you can do any movement that feels good. Maybe you shift your hips from side to side or from back to front. Let the rest of your upper body just move with your hips. You don't have to do much. Just follow your hips. And then slowly make your way into a standing posture to the front of your mat. Use mindful, slow steps. Maybe move with your upper body still. Maybe bend one knee at a time. And then slowly roll yourself up, vertebra by vertebra, into standing. Your head comes last. Roll your shoulders back. Make sure your feet are hip distant apart. Your pelvis is in a neutral position. Your shoulders are rolled back. Take a breath here. Really feel into your body. Now with your next inhale, reach your arms up through the sides all the way through to the ceiling. Keep reaching. And with your exhale, let it go. Fall over your thighs. Inhale, come back up. Reach up. Exhale, fall over your thighs. Again, inhale, come up. Reach your arms up. Fingertips towards the ceiling. And then exhale, fall over your thighs. Stay here. Maybe have a slight bend in your knees, come over your thighs, your torso touching your upper thighs. Maybe take the opposing elbows and ragdoll from side to side, releasing your head, releasing your neck, letting go of any tension within your upper body and your neck. And with your next inhale, place your hands underneath your shoulders on the mat. Step back into Phalakasana, high plank. Stay here, take a breath. Make sure your shoulders are really strong, your arms are strong, your core is strong. Fingers widely spread. And with your next inhale, lift your right leg up. And exhale, bring your knee towards your nose. Inhale, shift your right leg towards the left side, through your right hand onto the outside of the mat. And then reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Fallen triangle here. Take a breath. And then with your next exhale, bring your left hand back onto the mat. Your right leg back towards the end of the mat into Phalakasana, high plank. We do the same on the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, scoop towards the right. Lift your right arm up. Look up or to the right. Take a breath here. With your exhale, bring your right hand back into center, step back into high plank. Inhale here. And then with your exhale, shift your weight over your wrists, come into Chaturanga, and all the way onto the mat as slowly as you can. Exhale, Child's Pose, Balasana. Take a deep breath here. And with your next inhale, come back onto your hands. Tuck your toes under, come into Phalakasana, high plank. We do the same again and add onto it a little bit. So inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, step through, reach your left arm up. Exhale, come back into knee to nose. And then step in between your hands, high lunge, Ashtachandrasana, lift your arms up. Reach here for a breath. And then with your exhale, come back into your Phalakasana, high plank. Try to lift your foot as quietly as possible. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, step through. Reach your right arm up. Exhale, come back to center. Knee to nose, step in between your hands. Lift your arms up. Ashtachandrasana, high lunge. Maybe look up towards your fingertips. And then exhale, come back into high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, shift your weight over your wrists. Come through Chaturanga all the way onto the mat. Exhale, Balasana, Child's Pose. Stay here for 2 or 3 breaths. Keep your arms engaged, come onto your fingertips. And with your next inhale, lower your hands back onto the mat. Come all the way towards the front of the mat, step or tuck your toes under, step back into Valakasana, high plank. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, step through, lift your left arm up. Exhale, come back into knee to nose. Step in between your hands, Ashtha Chandrasana, high lunge. Lift your arms towards the ceiling, look up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Lift your back leg up all the way into standing. Keep your knee bent and lifted. Stay here. And then with your exhale, place your left foot onto your right thigh into tree pose. Take a breath here. And then exhale, release through the front again, all the way onto the mat, into Tadasana, mountain pose. Make sure your feet are, again, hip distance apart. With your next inhale, lift your heels off the mat. Come onto your toes. And then slowly start to bend your knees and lower yourself down into a squat position until you are on your heels. Go as slowly as you can. Use your thigh muscles here. And when you have reached your toes, inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist towards the left. Try to twist through your solar plexus, engaging the center of your body. And then inhale, come back to center. Release your heels back onto the mat. Extend your legs into Uttanasana, forward fold. Take a breath here. Now with your next inhale, place your hands underneath your shoulders. Step back into high plank. This time we move directly into the next side. So inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg to right side. Lift your right arm up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step in between your hands. Inhale, reach your arms up. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lift your back leg up all the way in front of you. Bend your knee. Take a breath here. And then place your right leg onto your left leg into tree pose. With your next inhale, lift your knee up. Squeeze it into your upper body. And exhale, let it go. Tadasana, mountain pose. Again, make sure your feet are hip distance apart. And then with your next inhale, lift your heels, come onto your toes, and slowly lower yourself down on to your heels. Go as slow as you can. And when you've reached your heels, take an inhale here. And with your exhale, shift towards the right into a twist. Try to hold the balance, find a drishti somewhere in front of you. And then inhale, come back to center. Lower your heels, place your hands onto the mat, come into Uttanasana. With your next inhale, place your hands underneath your shoulders, step back into Valakasana, high plank. Shift your weight over your wrists into Chaturanga and lower all the way down onto the mat. Come all the way into Balasana, child's pose. Take a few breaths here. We do this one more time, the same flow, and add onto it before we go on to the other side. So inhale, come all the way into Valakasana, high plank. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, fallen triangle. Reach your left arm up. Exhale, come back into knee to nose. Step in between your hands. Reach your arms up with the inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift your left leg all the way up into standing. Squeeze it into your upper body. Exhale, foot to thigh, tree pose. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, lift your left leg up, squeeze it into your chest. Exhale, let it go. Make sure your hip distance apart. And then lift your heels with the inhale. And with the exhale, slowly start to lower down. Go as slow as you can until you reach your heels. Take an inhale here, lengthening your spine. Exhale, look towards the left. Inhale, come back to center. Lower your heels, extend your legs. Your hands come underneath your shoulders. Inhale, step back into your high plank, Phalakasana. Shift front and lower yourself all the way down through Chaturanga. Exhale, come into child's pose. One breath here. And then inhale, come into tabletop position. Your knees are underneath your hips. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Lift your right leg up towards the ceiling, so it's parallel to the mat. Your left arm comes up as well. Have a strong core, strong back. And with your exhale, knee to elbow. Engage your core even more. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, release your hand onto the mat. Your right leg comes to the outside of your right hand into a lizard pose. Tuck your toes under, back toes under, and then walk your hands towards the front or come onto your forearms if your back allows. So your back should be straight. Take a breath here, opening up your hips. Take another breath here. And with your inhale, come onto your hands. Pivot your left foot all the way towards center of the mat. And then step all the way back into Phalakasana. With your next inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, fallen triangle. Lift your right arm up. Exhale, come back into center. Lift your knee, step in between your hands. High lunge, lift your arms up. Ashtachantrasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then inhale, lift your right leg up into your chest. Squeeze your knee into your chest. Exhale, tree pose. One breath here. And then inhale, squeeze your knee to your chest again and let it go into Tadasana, mountain pose. Make sure your feet are again hip distant. And with your inhale, lift your heels, come onto your toes, and lower yourself all the way down onto your heels. When you reach your heels, twist towards the right. And come back to center. Lower your heels, extend your legs, place your hands underneath your shoulders. Step back into high plank. Shift your weight forward and lower through Chaturanga all the way onto the mat. Underneath you, come into Child's Pose Balasana. Inhale. Inhale, come into your tabletop position, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Lift your left leg up parallel to the mat. Lift your right arm up parallel to the mat. Engage your core, engage your back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Engage a little bit more. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale up. Exhale your right hand back onto the mat. Reach your left leg all the way to the outside of your left hand. Tuck your back toes under. And then come onto your forearms or walk your hands towards the front. Opening up your hips. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, hands underneath your shoulders. Pivot your left foot into center. Lift it up and come into your plank position. This time, shift your weight onto your left outer side of the foot. Reach your arm up into a side plank. Maybe you want to take your right leg into tree pose, either on your shin or onto your thigh. Take a breath here. And then exhale, come back into center, high plank, and shift towards the other side. Lift your left arm up. Maybe bring your left leg onto your shin or onto your upper thigh. Keep lifting through your hip up. And then exhale, come back to center. Shift your weight forward, chaturanga to mat. And all the way into child's pose. Take a few breaths here. Ground your head, maybe come onto your fingertips to keep your arms engaged. And then with your next inhale, come back into Phalakasana, high plank. We do this one more time, adding a little bit more onto it. So inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, fallen triangle. Lift your left arm up. Exhale, come back into center. Step your right foot into high lunge. Reach your arms up, Ashtha Chandrasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift your back foot all the way towards the front. And then place it into tree pose. Take a breath here. Inhale, knee towards chest. Exhale, let it go. Lift your heels up, come onto your toes. And then lower yourself down onto the mat or onto your heels underneath you as slowly as you can. This time, again, twist towards the left. And then I will shortly move myself. Twist towards the left. And then place your hands right, shoulder width apart, right in front of you. We're going into chaturanga arms, whereas our knee or right knee, left knee comes onto our right upper arm. And our hip comes onto our left upper arm into side crow. So when you feel ready, you can come and lift up. You can stay here, or you bring your left cheek onto the mat underneath you. Be careful here. And then you shift your knees towards the ceiling and maybe start lifting up one leg into fallen angel. Stay here for a breath, and then exhale, come back into side crow and all the way onto your toes. Perfect. Take a breath here, And then place your hands back underneath your shoulders, lift your hips up into Uttanasana, forward fold. Take a breath here, and then hands underneath your shoulders, step back into Phalakasana, high plank. Lower through Chaturanga, onto the mat, come into Child's Pose, take a breath here. And then inhale, back into Phalakasana, high plank. Do the other side, lift your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, fallen triangle, lift your right arm up. Exhale, knee to nose, step in between your hands. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift your right leg into your chest, bend your knee. Exhale, tree pose. Stay here for a breath. And then inhale, bring your knee back to your chest. Exhale, release. Come onto your toes with your inhale. And then exhale, release slowly onto your heels. Inhale here, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist towards the right. From here again, place your hands shoulder width apart in front of you. Come into your Chaturanga arms. Your right knee comes onto your left upper arm. Your hip comes onto your right upper arm. And then lift up into side crow. If you want, you can again move into your fallen angel. So release your cheek onto the mat. Lift your legs towards the ceiling. And then lift one leg up. And then come through side crow, out of it again, hands to heart center. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Inhale, hands underneath your shoulders, step back into high plank, lower through Chaturanga, onto the mat, and all the way into Child's Pose. Take a few deep breaths here. If you want, you can come into one more challenging inversion, into headstand, whatever version you choose. I will do Savasana A, so the supported headstand where my hands are interlaced, my elbows are underneath my shoulders, and then place the crown of your head in between my hands onto the mat, the back of the head into my hands, and then lift up whatever way you want into your headstand. Stay here for a few breaths. Three more. And then exhale, slowly release. One more time, come into Child's Pose. Maybe you want to take your arms this time around you, onto your heels. Roll your head from side to side, massage your third eye. And then find stillness again. With your next inhale, roll yourself up into a seated posture. Come to sit a little bit closer to the center of the mat. Onto your heels, And then lift your hips up and bring your heels right next to you. I would like to do a one heart opening posture. If you have some blocks or a pillow or a bolster, whatever, then place it in a T, or if you only have a bolster, place it right behind you, your middle back touching the first bolster and the back of your head touching the second block or your bolster. And then release your arms next to your body, maybe onto your heels. Try to keep your knees as close together as possible. Take a few deep breaths here. Release any thought within your mind. Release any tension within your body. Surrender yourself completely into the mat or into the blocks underneath you. Feel your shoulder blades melting around your block. And maybe you want to let go of all the feels within your body with your breath, inhaling through the nose and exhale, sigh it out. Inhale through the nose, exhale, sigh it out. Again, inhale through the nose and sigh it out. Take one more deep breath here. And then come back onto your elbows. Lift yourself up into seated. Bring your heels crossing from underneath you towards the front. You can leave your blocks there for now. Bring your heels into the mat, Dandasana. Hands onto your sides, pressing into the mat. Make yourself really long and strong. And then inhale, reach your arms up through the sides. Keep reaching a little bit more, maybe from side to side. And then exhale, bend over your thighs into Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. And also take your knees a little bit bent to bring your torso onto your thighs. And then release your head, maybe onto your knees, maybe onto your shins. Grab the outside of your feet if available. And then breathe it out again. Maybe using your breath and your mouth to exhale. Letting go of the tension that has been built up in your body throughout this practice. Take one more deep breath here. And then slowly roll yourself back up into Dandasana. Take your legs a little bit wider than hip distance, let your feet fall outward and come back lying onto your blocks. You can keep your legs like this, or you take them into butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. But be aware we're going into our last deep relaxation, Savasana. So take the pose that is most comfortable for you. I invite you to stay with the blocks underneath your heart, underneath your chest. But if this is too challenging, you can of course also release those and then come lying on your back, on the mat, surrendering this time completely, releasing yourself into the mat with every breath a little bit more, letting go of all and anything that does not longer serve you in any way. As your body relaxes deeper and deeper, you become more and more connected to the earth beneath you. Your mind becomes clear, and in front of your inner eye, you see yourself lying there on the mat. Now imagine yourself getting up. In front of you, you see a door. You walk towards that door. You open the door, and behind, you see a beautiful fall scene. You step out and into the nature. A forest filled with red, gold, and rust-colored leaves. You begin to hike through the forest. You notice the trees all around you, the sounds of leaves rustling and crinkling beneath your feet. You slowly move through the fall scene and watch it unfold, adding details as you go. What animals do you see? What do you hear? Is there a breeze? Imagine the scene unfold before you. Bring your focus back to yourself and notice, how are you moving? Notice the pace of your steps and what kind of mood are you in while you walk through the forest. Do memories come into your mind? After a few more steps, you decide to sit down. You sit down under a tree and reflect on your life. Your mind settles on someone or something in your life that you know deep in your heart is not serving you well. A relationship, a job, an activity, a responsibility, or a negative mood you've been feeling lately. You know it is time for you and this person or thing or idea to go separate ways. You get up and continue on your way. The path runs along a river. You follow the river upstream, enjoying the sound of water flowing with strength. Suddenly, you see something not too far ahead and start to feel uncomfortable, maybe even anxious. As you get closer, it becomes clear that what you are seeing is this person or idea you need to release in your life. You wonder why it is here and why it is still in your life, and make the decision to let go of it once and for all. You take this thing or person and walk over to the river. You take a deep breath and gently offer it to the river. You watch it get carried away by the currents, moving quickly but in peace, further and further down the river. You watch it for a moment and feel a sense of calm wash over you. You look around, the sun shining on your face, birds singing, the smell of crisp fall around you. And again, you decide to take a seat. In the near distance, you see a perfect sunny spot. You sit down, reflecting on all the things that are now possible in your life, without this thing weighing heavy on your life. You breathe deep and feel at ease and excited about the possibilities that lie ahead. Slowly come back to your breath. Come back to your physical body and start to move your fingers and your toes. Maybe bend your knees and bring your feet mat width apart. Let your knees fall inward. And if you're ready, you can remove the blocks underneath your spine. And lie down again for a second to balance out your spine. Maybe take your hands onto your tummy and feel the breath moving up and down with every in and exhalation. And then slowly start to bring your knees towards your chest and roll onto one side, whatever side you prefer today. Take a few more breaths here. Place your head onto your upper arm. And when you feel ready, come seated in a comfortable position. Bring your hands into your heart center. Slightly nod your head towards your fingertips. Take your hands to your mouth. May your words reflect your vision. Take your hands to your third eye. May you see your vision clear in front of you. Take your hands to your heart center. May you feel the person you want to be. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. This was amazing. I hope to see you next time. If you liked it, leave a like or a comment and subscribe to my channel.